cultism and gang violence in Lagos State, and the Lagos State House of Assembly to the rescue, because they have said not in our Lagos. There are threats of violence. People are afraid. In broad daylight, lawmakers often face pressure to bail out arrested cultists. So these cultists who are even known in the community, police would come, exercise their constitutional rights, arrest them. Why do you think that we have seen a surge in the activities of violent gangs and cult groups? Some want to even use verse and finish us. Look at what happened to the video in Ibiza. They were just harassing him. But the bouncers have told their own side. Oh, I don't know if it's the bouncers. Somebody with the Ibiza something said that, he came in, he's a superstar, was acting unruly and all, But, I mean, nothing should happen.
But that's
to our
what they're
OPO.
going to say now.
Nothing
They
should
have
happen
to
to our
defend their
OPO.
establishment.
Nothing should happen to our OPO. I'm warning them now. I'm warning them now. Before the thing I Iran now. Nothing should happen to our OPO. Because the thing that happened.
He's like, all right, talking about something happening. I think we're still on Voice of the Streets, and then we had this very heartbreaking story. I think earlier today or sometime over the weekend. A truck situation. Funny thing is, this is not the first, the second. This is not the 10th or the 20th time this thing is happening. We've been talking about this for a very, very long time now, and that's the truck situation in the country. A container truck reportedly lost control on Old Ikpaja Road near Agbotikuyo, crushing a Korokwe minibus, killing the driver and injuring 3 passengers.
When I saw that
sad.
story, I was heartbroken because, I told you about going to Agege.
Yeah.
These are places I go to regularly, and it could be anybody.
It
Whenever
could be anybody.
certain incidents happen, I just say to myself that these are places so many of us fly, and so it could be anybody. It's just unfortunate. It's really sad.
I thought so this is I thought last year they have been was it last year or last 2 years? They've asked these people that you only ply the road from so hours to so hours. Like there are times when this container in a climate. Excuse me, I this is upsetting because now I'm not only thinking about the life that was lost. It's the family. There's a lot of family that's been affected with this. Like a whole family lost a breadwinner. They lost a father, an uncle, a brother. Like, so you have just damaged the lives of many people over what?
You see, it's really very heartbreaking that we would discuss these issues and then maybe months down the line, the same problems would happen again, and we will talk about them.
And
We
it's
have
like
seen people.
rinse, repeat.
We have seen people. We have seen people vow. You know how they would put it in the news now. Governor Sanwo-Olu vows to tackle the issue of or the prevalence of or incessant cases of English will they speak. Because if you keep deploying the same methods, you are going to get the same solutions. Oh, don't ply the road at so time. Don't even ply the road at all. We are going to put barricades. We are going to do that. But the problem is always of enforcement. First off, I want to challenge Mr. Governor. His Excellency, sir, how many trucks ply our roads? Tell me now, how many of those heavy-duty trucks ply our roads? If you don't know how many, how you want to find solution to the problem? I don't want vex. Because it's painful. Somebody just lost their life. They will go and visit them in the hospital and rinse, repeat. We're back in.
We're back to the playlist for Rema featuring Selena Gomez. I think this song is for you.
Calm down.
Sorry.
We sell with the kind of songs that we are listening to right now.
Wow. Let me tell you something interesting. So there was this back and forth between Portable Omalalomi and a popular actress, Laide
Portable
Bakari. Omalalomi and Laide Bakari. So they have been going back and forth for some time. Laide Bakari now made a video where she was like, Ejo, talule fumini addressi ile Portable. Portable timba mue ma dabarapo Manta Barabo, and guess what?
They turn out the song.
Portable went into the studio and recorded a song. Da Barabo me.
That guy is a clown.
What his wife's lace?
Portable. You can never win with him.
Like,
My lie.
what his wife's lace up and down was singing Da Barabo me. Da Barabo me. Like they can't accept them.
You don't laugh.
The guy like what?
What can you say to that guy? You just be laughing. Just
guy like
imagine. No. There's nothing.
But
There's
he's
no
super
winning.
creative and super talented. You know when he went to after that incident with was he Money Money that he went he was remanded in prison. He came back and did a song now. They carry me go prison me oh Bashon. They no so close for me. A John won't learn on me. I'm not a prisoner. But why you know that guy is intelligent? He said, after God, government, I mean, even the incident with Said Balogun, even the incident with Said.
Why is he having incident with everybody?
Portable will tell you that he's not afraid of you. If he offends you, he will beg you and you must forgive him. The guy know they calm down at all.
He has an evil brother.
Oh, they fought.
Akpi, the one and only. Speed talented.
Did you watch their fight?
See, hello.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I actually support Speed Darlington.
You supported Peace
I
Darlington.
support him in the sense that he's right. What's his name again? Possible. What Possible did was not right. How do you use juju to fight somebody? How do you do that?
You know what is funny?
Oh, that guy beat him bloomer. You know they say they beat out silly.
He beat her like thief.
Speed Darlington, makes for me he begin cry.
When-
Say Portable, please.
When Portable responded to his claim that I don't know what that guy used for me. He was just, I think I was fighting with two people. Portable now said, wow. Igbo kwenu, hey, Igbo kwenu, hey, Igbo kwenu. But you know, so I swear I know. Me, Portable, 107 that Igbo kwenu, hey, hey.
My goodness. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide
See,
who is more hilarious.
there's a way somebody starts out being very irritating to just being you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we got to that part with Portable. Portable, when he started, it was this lousy noisemaker. Everybody was at some point irritated with his content, and they got to it just got to a point. You would just accept, and then you just find the humor in all the craziness that he does.
Now Portable fits Nigerians.
I'm telling you.
You know Portable had been doing music for like 15 years.
Yes.
Before he met Olamide and things turned around. He said that
What was
Nigerians-
that song, Seth, that he used?
Zazu.
Zazu.
On my way to
Kotua.
Ilomosu.
Do you know that song? I
I
danced to that song.
Wow, Zini.
I don't know. I'm telling you.
Wow,
Just
Zini.
imagine me dancing Zazu.
Wow,
I'm like,
Zini.
oh, Kotua.
I'm not surprised. There are some people that sing Lahore. Where this is it. Shaboze is next with a bar song, Tipsy. I know so many people like that song. You have just listened to Davido featuring Omalay on With You. You know, I heard this tune even before I heard the song. Dun, 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 dun. I think I heard it was a Davido song. I was like, wow. Because the tune went viral long before I heard the song.
Yep.
It's cool. It's a really nice song. You're listening to Voice of the Streets with Nedo and the gang live on Max FM. Yeah, so.
And we are moving into the segment where we call Office Story. And today's one is Juicy.
Hey.
So on this segment, the conversation is focused around, interaction that happen in the workplace, business place, some of the challenges staff, employees, and workers face, and just some very interesting thing that goes on around the workspace. Talking about it, highlighting some of these problems or challenges or obstacles, and again, also maybe proffering solution in our own different way and opinion, about things that we want to discuss. And today, we have chosen office romance. this topic, God. So, office romance in the workplace, is it a hit or a miss. Lady O.
So the unfortunate thing is, I don't think I've experienced that before. And I'm saying unfortunate because I like to have an idea of things so that it's easier for me to say, okay, this is how it goes, this isn't how it goes. But I've
Yeah.
had conversations with people who have been in that situation, and it's strictly hit or miss. If it works out, all glory to God. But if it doesn't work out, it can be really
Messy.
uncomfortable.
What's the
Sometimes not messy.
ratio though of it working out to compared to it not working out?
So let me make you laugh. In TVC, the ratio is high. As in, there's so many in-house couples here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really amazing. I sometimes think that people come to TVC in the hope of getting a husband or a wife. Because there are a lot of people who have actually gotten their spouses here
Oh.
and work here with their spouses, or some of them, one of them will move on while the other person stays.
Stays.
It's actually for real.
Then that's a good thing because
So
it means the environment fosters good relationship.
Then I've realized that those who kept their romance under wraps,
They
like,
scatter.
no,
Okay.
nine they lead to marriage.
Oh.
But you see the ones where they hold hand around the office. I love you. I love
Where
you
they
more
jump
than you
together
do.
for cafeteria.
By the time the thing they break, I said, you will not even know the story. Now you go ahead and settle down.
Okay, so true story. I would say I think I'll agree with you too. So office romance is always either hit or a miss. I've seen people that it has worked well for, and I've also seen people that, oh my god, so messy that they had to call a full staff meeting just to address this situation.
Ha.
So true story. I worked I think this was in 2015 or so. I'm trying to remember. So I worked on with one company. They also had like this online radio platform,
Okay.
and also then we had our IT,
Okay.
and then we had an intern that had just come in. So she was a copper.
Let me tell you another secret. It's mostly intense. They marry. But go on.
So we had this intern that had just come in, and then they started a thing, yeah. So maybe because they stayed in the same place, so they're always like going home together, driving. And before you know it, one thing has led to another. They started dating, and for some reason,
You know what? We need to go back to the playlist.
everything and anything on Voice of the Street. And before we went on that break, we're talking about office romance, hit or miss, especially in our Nigerian workspace. And then I think I was talking about a true life event that happened sometime in one corporate space where I was working, and this romance between an intern and one of our head of IT then
Okay.
and stuff. So eventually that whole thing, not like it fizzled out. So there was one person that came in.
Okay.
Also, I think maybe because of they were also like on the same level.
Okay.
Person was also an NYC copper then, and then the person also came into intern. So the two coppers became close, like they were always talking and all of that. So I think the IT kind of like the other person that they were supposed to be in the relationship with started feeling a certain way,
Okay.
like something was happening between the
Both of them.
both of them, and before you know it, things started escalating. Yeah. So the IT guy would mess with the guy's
Email.
internet something or access,
Oh.
and then so the guy cannot actually actively function, so it was always getting queried. I think the girl knew that it was because of her, and then she went to tell the guy, like she was feeling guilty, and she went to apologize to the guy that this I think this guy is doing this because he's jealous, and what, let's just tell him that we're not in a relation, that kind of thing, just make it clear that. But the other one now became very upset that, so since you're the one sabotaging my work, making it feel like I am not doing what I was supposed to do. And before you know it, that one confronted that one, and then it became like this very explosive issue. We're just like all in our office one day, and then we were just hearing some commotion from the common area, and then we went out. Look at two grown men almost coming to blows with each other. Why? Because of romance. In fact, people went on to say something they happened that day. Everything casted, and it was this huge, crazy
My own is, did they
situation.
marry?
How did they marry? Did you hear what I said? It became explosive. She became embarrassed, and then I think one or two people were suspended, and it just became like this. So they now placed this rule that there should be no office romance. Let's see where Monday meeting, Monday
somebody
morning
will meet
meeting,
the
everybody
love of
gathered.
their
You know,
life.
this Monday morning 9 a.m. General staff meeting.
Everybody come gather.
He got the presentation. He was on this screen as one of the agenda.
Child. No more love. No playing of love. in
Husband
the
material. Have
office.
you ever had an office romance before?
Material has had like 6, but let's
No,
Husband
I'm-
material.
I'm-
Is that where he got the name from?
No, I am a very responsible man.
Okay.
I am also I'm a thorough professional.
A professional lover.
No, not professional lover. I am a thorough professional. And while I have no issues with people, meeting each other, because the truth is, you work in close proximity
Yeah.
with the person. You get to see them 5 days a week, sometimes even more. Sometimes you might even begin to maybe see or notice certain things. You share information that ordinarily you might not want to share with anybody. You can just become really very close. We are humans. It happens.
Yeah.
Maybe when they watch reality TV show where somebody go talk, say, my strategy is to be on my own. You go enter inside the house, come fall in love.
2 seconds later.
Begin they cry up and down like somebody when we say they cut onions. I think that it should be handled in a manner that shows that the parties involved are responsible and they look out for each other. The incident that Zizi explained is really very, very unfortunate because it was somebody who, in trying to sabotage two people, messed up with the job description of another person, and it created problems. And he's not.
Foolishly messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a real man. There's no point competing or contesting for somebody's love. If you don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh,
I
God.
think emotions make people act up, when you're emotionally not very mature.
Well, whether you're emotionally mature or not, when it comes to the office,
Yeah.
the reality is, when office romance is very dicey.
Yeah.
So there's that thing of, especially when you're dating an attractive person, you have conversations with other guys. They tell you how they find that person equally attractive, yada yada, and so you start feeling uncomfortable or insecure. Office romance is not for somebody that is not,
A very
is-
emotionally
is-
secure person.
emotionally
Yeah.
secure person. Office romance is not for that. And then I believe that if you're doing office romance, you should learn to keep your business secrets. You might say to yourself, and this person is my friend. That your friend could be somebody else's friend, that is somebody else's friend, that is somebody else's friend.
Facts.
And what you're calling a secret is already an open secret.
No, in Nigeria,
Yeah.
everything is open secret. we are just waiting.
Waiting for when they talk about that.
So now you they think say
Ah,
that
you
secret,
dey
but
deceive
everybody
yourself.
don't know.
No.
The day when
yeah.
Kasala go boss,
In
now
fact-
that day you go know who your papa be.
Or when you guys break up.
I had a situation where, some guy was like, wọ́n ní Alhaji ti kú, káwọn ọmọ Alhaji kó padà wálé, kó sọ̀rọ̀ bóyá máa ṣe burial àti gbogbo ẹ̀. So they converged and the guy was making contributions. Mo believe pé màálù 10 la máa lò. A máa pe Wasiu, a máa pe the content. The guy say,
Calm down.
rọra máa sọ̀rọ̀ o. The guy was like, rọra máa sọ̀rọ̀ bíi ti báwo.
Am I not this child of this?
Ọmọ Alhaji ni mí, the content say, ó ń ṣọ́ ọmọ Alhaji o.
Oh, God.
Ó ń ṣọ́ ọmọ Alhaji o.
We're back to the playlist for David Guetta's Baby Don't Hurt Me. Rihanna, this is what we came for. And yes, this is what you're here for. Voice of the Streets with Nedu and the gang. Husband material is here. Z is here. And of course, Lady O'Mary
Lady
is
O'Mary.
right here.
Lady O'Mary.
Office story. That's what the conversation is about. And today's focus is on office romance.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm actually very curious about something.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced office romance. Share your story. Send it to us on WhatsApp 0818-014-4343. Is it something you witnessed or something you participated in? Let us know about it. 0818-014-4343 via WhatsApp. So, we've been talking about office romance.
Yeah.
And I just realized something. You never can tell where you meet your spouse.
Facts.
You might say to yourself, never, not me.
Me.
I am
I
a
will never do it.
professional.
I've blocked my heart. I've thrown the key
But
away.
then,
But things will change. I said it that some people will tell you, before the reality show would commence, that my strategy is to, just be a lone ranger, I'll be on my own. And then 2 weeks later, they are crying. We did this
2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time. What reality show you watch? The ones that we used to see. 2 seconds later.
They are already in a ship. Situationship, friendship, lordship, capship.
it's not easy to see yourselves every day.
Facts.
I mean,
Yeah.
go home together, come to work together, all those things. Sometimes
Spend
being
like
apart
hours
helps
together.
relationships.
There are
Yeah.
layers also to this company romance. I've seen people say romance between colleagues are okay. Romance between the boss and an employee is bad.
That's discrimination now. It's the boss, not
So,
the human being.
And
I don't wanna
I
go
think
there.
yeah I think when I ask,
We
anytime
should
I
never
ask,
go there.
and
Why?
they say so. I
Why
think
do you
anytime I
wanna
ask, they'll be
go
like,
there?
you don't want me to go
I
there.
guess you gotta
Oh,
go
it
there.
is, Mary, I'm there already.
Never.
But the thing is, I've heard people say, oh, maybe because of the the
One will take advantage of the other.
yes,
One, we
and
get
all of
favors.
that. One we get,
And
yeah.
I've witnessed it happen a few times where some people get an edge, an undeserved edge, simply because they are in with the boss.
That is
by
where-
the way, I forgot to add, besides WhatsApp, you can also send in your stories or share your opinion via YouTube. In fact, we're more likely to read your messages
On
on
YouTube,
YouTube
'cause we're live right
they
now.
decided to just put it in our faces here. So you can post your experience on YouTube. Just head straight to the comment section of the live broadcast right now and give us your story.
Definitely.
Office romance. Were you a participant or a witness? What's your thoughts on it? Is this a good idea, Seth? Is this something that should be avoided at all costs? Are you going to be like husband material minus 20 yards and say, I'm going to be a professional even when your heart wants what it wants?
No, it doesn't change anything. Your job has a description.
Yeah.
And if you stick to your description and you're a thorough professional, it will have nothing to do with your heart. You are not supposed to be working with your heart on the job.
You're supposed to be working with your head.
See, husband material. Here you are at Max FM. A single man.
I'm not single,
Keep
I'm married
quiet.
already.
No, a single
I'm married,
man.
happily
No,
married.
it's hypothetical.
Let's-
She's trying to paint a
let's hear one.
scenario.
Okay,
Ah.
okay.
A single, viral, intelligent young man.
Yes,
And then the
thank you.
first time you set eyes on Zini, your professional, your professionalism went out this Eco Atlantic window. And then you now say, because you're a professional, you will not pursue your love. Please, let's head straight to the playlist for Party Next Door featuring Drake. You see?
Educate listeners to become better. Now, today we are going to be discussing cultism and gang violence in Lagos State. And the Lagos State House of Assembly to the rescue, because they have said, not in our Lagos, not in the center of excellence, not in the state where you have people from different ethnic backgrounds living together in peace. We are not going to allow some miscreants take over our state. Now, the Lagos State House of Assembly has summoned the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Jimoh Moshood, and 3 other key officials in response to renewed cult clashes and violence in Mushin area of Lagos and other parts of the state which have claimed innocent lives. Also summoned alongside the Lagos State Commissioner of Police are the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Bolaji Thomas, the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Okpe George, and the Commissioner for Education, Toani Ali Balogun. The motion was raised during yesterday's plenary by Olayinka Kazim, who represents Mushin constituency, under matters of urgent public importance. Now, he mentioned that people who reside in Mushin cannot go about their business in peace. There are threats of violence. People are afraid. In broad daylight, you have supremacy battles. Now, there was something really very, very interesting that was said. In a rare moment of candor, Rashid Shabi disclosed that lawmakers often face pressure to bail out arrested cultists. I'll take that again. A honorable member of the Lagos State Assembly admitted that sometimes people will be calling them honorable, wọ́n ti gbá àwọn boys yẹn o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ wá bá wọn bẹ́ẹ̀lì wọn o, ẹ wá bá wọn bẹ́ẹ̀lì wọn o. So these cultists who are even known in the community, police would come, exercise their constitutional rights, arrest them. They will now be calling the honorable. And honorable now, make it no come be like say they give honorable bad name. Say they catch boys for area, but these boys are known cultists.
Notorious.
So the Lagos State House of Assembly has said, Commissioner of Police, come. Commissioner of Education, come. Commissioner of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, come. Commissioner of Budget and the Economy, come. You people should give us a holistic approach
To this situation.
to how we can find lasting solutions to these problems that we are faced with in Lagos. So how is it in your community? How is it going in your area? And most importantly, why do you think that we have seen a surge in the activities of violent gangs and cult groups across several communities in Lagos?
Those are big questions.
Very big questions.
Very big questions.
It's insane. It's insane because I see a lot of people would now say, "Oh, it's joblessness." There is nothing that can excuse this.
True.
First and foremost,
True.
it's a choice. It's a choice of life that people choose to live. There are people that have gone through worse and they did not choose this path.
No be lie.
So those people had.
Let's head to the playlist. We'll continue. If you guys heard what Husband Material was doing in the studio, his remix to that song was
Osman Masaya has the best tune,
Ad-libs,
ad
yes,
libs,
now.
yeah, to songs.
You know, I grew up in.
best.
I grew up at the time when. I
Ad-libs.
grew up at the time when. I grew up in an era when the Elegbe. There's something they call the Elegbe. The Elegbe is the backup singer.
Okay.
You understand? So when you say, anyway, when you go, and we be there, when you go. So sometimes the spirit is still inside me.
It's obvious.
So don't
It's
be
not
angry.
sometimes, it's every time, but we love it like that.
Oh, thank you.
We love it. It makes it off air time,
Thank
you know.
you, thank
Interesting.
Thank you.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yeah, so we've been talking about gangs,
Violence.
gun violence, and not just gun
Cultism.
violence,
Cons, yeah.
violence in general, and cultism.
Mhm.
As, using the Mushi incident as
Case
as
study.
a
Case study.
So I know many people have their opinions. You can share yours via WhatsApp 0818 014 4343 0818 014 4343. Just send a WhatsApp message there. And note, we are currently live on YouTube. You can find us Max 1023 FM. So you join the show live and of course make your comments and all. And we'll be sure to check them out. Okay, so yeah.
Zini was saying something
Yeah,
about.
before we went on the break, I was saying something about choice. Yeah, that a lot of people would come out and say, "Oh, the reason why we have all these boys do this and do that, be criminals, hang around the street, obtain other people, steal from other people, rob people, break into your homes, is because they don't have jobs." Yeah, I would argue with that because I would say life of crime is a matter of choice. You are old enough to make that choice yourself. You
Facts.
see, there are other ways to go about it. There's a lot of us that did not have job for a very long time, even before school, after school, and we had to devise means to provide for ourselves, to help our parents and all of that. We go to do menial jobs. We buy and sell little things. You get. We even go and do, hawk, do boy, this and that, just to make ends meet, yeah, and to have those small money to. So you saying because you don't have job or you didn't have a job, that is why you chose a life of crime, or that's when you went into crime. That was it was a choice that you made consciously as an adult to live a life of crime. So whatever comes out of that, you should be able to be accountable for everything that you have done.
You know what you're saying now can also even be attributed to school life. There were some cultists in schools, and I recall it wasn't a case of maybe you don't have a job or you don't come from a good family.
Yeah.
It was just something that many saw as, in quotes, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, wanted to belong, and so it caused a lot of harm to them. And most times when these folks leave school, they're so used to it that they can't imagine coming out to the real world where nobody send you, and so they want to continue it, and then they form factions, and then everything just escalates.
Power.
I agree with you 100%.
Because of that little power
Very
or
true.
recognition that they get from it. And you know, power is intoxicating,
Very
yeah?
true.
So to them, they feel like, oh, I'm in charge. This gives me, it's just weak people.
But I also
say
think
that.
that, you know, why we say that it's a choice that these guys made or these people made. I think it's also important to note that there are certain factors that most likely
Has enabled that.
contribute to the situation,
The environment.
and I think that is why the Lagos State House of Assembly is adopting a holistic approach. Remember, not just the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, who is supposed to ensure that, you know, internal security in Lagos State is one that is top notch. You also have the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. You also have the Commissioner for Economy and Budget. You also have the Commissioner for Education. And if you tie these three together, whether you like it or not, you would find that there are links. Now, people have said that the traditional rulers in our communities should also be actively involved in security. And that way, the boys in the community that they know will not be able to perpetrate such acts of violence, number one. Number two, economy and budget. If somebody is gainfully employed, I'm not saying that some people would still not embrace a life of crime.
Yeah.
But the chances are slim, because if you wake up every day, go out, come back, earn something decent, and you can take care of your family, there would be a mind shift. You would not be thinking of breaking bottle in somebody's head, on somebody's head, and showing the person that you are more powerful. Then importantly, you also have education. It's not only Western education. A is for apple, B is for boy. Some people, book not they enter their head. Not be their fault.
Yeah.
But
So vocational
training, so that they can use their hands.
Handwork.
And they would also contribute to development in our society. I like this approach, but I would want for the Lagos State House of Assembly and every other person involved to understand that it is not going to go away overnight.
Yeah.
It will happen over time.
Gradually.
And importantly,
process.
we must begin to make examples of people. Remember when we do woman crush here and talk about these women, we say, tell their stories. If you celebrate one alaye, one babagba, one shaman, one oloro as the number one, many young people will say, I can just become area scatter
And I'll be
become
celebrated. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
I just want to highlight the fact that while a lawmaker called for harsher penalties for offenders, warning against excessive sympathy for those involved in cultism, another lawmaker identified the abuse of sachet alcohol, which has been banned, by the way, as a significant contributor to youth violence. We're heading to the playlist now. Except what we've been speaking about is true. It is what it is, and it's in the news. You're listening to Voice of the Street with Nedu and the gang on Max FM. Zini, Husband Material, and Lady O'Mary are right here.
Zini.
Okay, so we've talked about the different angles to the conversation regarding the
How to
gang
tackle,
violence
yeah.
and how to tackle it, and all that's been brought forward by the lawmakers. But then we'd like to hear from you. You can call 0201 635 1023. Apologies for not answering your calls all the while. I sincerely apologize for that. And you can also send a WhatsApp message to 0818 014 4343. Okay, so let me just take this quick message. It says, good afternoon, Nedu and the crew. Ayo from Iju Ishaga. I was assaulted by some cults 3 years ago, but till date, I still have the trauma of that. And it was a thing for me because my brother was even threatened with a gun, but that was what triggered my fear. It's so complicated. It does sound complicated.
It is complicated. Imagine having to go through that. You're always scared. In fact, I don't even want to start analyzing the PTSD that one gets from that kind of situation.
Sad.
it stays with you for a very, very long time. Because I remember an incident I had in traffic sometime. Remember when it was a thing where they bust your glass and then they rob you in traffic and all. I had that experience, and do you know that till date, anytime I am in traffic, I always get agitated. And I'm always looking every corner, right, left, and like trying to observe my environment, trying to put my bags down, trying to put my phones like in between my thighs or just in between, on the floor, the car, and all of that. It's just always this. You don't get over it because there's that trauma that sticks with you. You always get PTSD whenever you're in that situation, and it's just
So I
it's
attended
difficult.
a university that was renowned for cultism
As-
activities.
Uniben,
I don't know. I'm not going to answer you before.
Delta State University, Abraka.
Abraka.
And for some weird reason, till date, I never sit back in the door.
Islasu.
I never,
Islasu.
So,
Islasu.
there's some unconscious choices you make that you don't even
Realize it's
I mean,
later.
it's so bad that no matter how the arrangement of the seat is,
Yeah.
if the moment you give me a seat that is back in the door, I won't sit there. I feel and if I sit, I'll be so uncomfortable.
Wow.
Even while we are here, if you notice, most times I turn.
Yeah, you
I
sit
must,
like
I
on
must
this side.
see what's happening. Who is
Who is coming
in,
and who is
going
so
out.
you know where to move.
So I know where to move. And another thing I learned from being in that school was the fact that make sure your luggage
It's always with you.
Is with you because
At all
you
times.
might have to cast and less.
Oh God.
As in, you might have to just pick your bag.
Also, Abiola, every time you be ready to run.
Look at the survival skills we have had to
have
adopt.
not even heard it all.
Decide.
I always make sure I have at least airtime money in my phone. Like all these little things that you do, like the moment there's a
Safety
crisis,
measures.
I'm already looking around for escape routes.
Wow.
Like I am so used to it. It's now that we're talking about it, I actually realize it's PTSD.
Yeah.
It's actually.
It's
It's a
crazy.
sad experience. I hope that our representatives can take action because they surround themselves with security personnel